Now that you're a CCGT employee, you've been set up to be able to access the online payroll system. This will automatically send you an email with your login details. If you've not received the email by Wednesday afternoon, please contact CCGT. The new user email will provide you with your username and a link to create your password and security questions. It will also direct you to the relevant URL to log in. Using your username and password, you can log into the system. This will take you to a two-factor authentication screen. You can set this up now or you can set it up later. Then it will take you to the dashboard. The dashboard is the homepage of the system and provides a snapshot of what is happening on the system and a way to quickly access commonly used tasks. Timesheet summary provides a summary of recent timesheet activity. News displays notices and news items. This is designed to be regularly updated screenshot of CCGT's news. Downloads. This is a document library by CCGT for your reference. This includes user guide to the Astute payroll system. Profile displays more commonly used functions in your profile. We'll come back to your profile later. You're required to submit a timesheet on a weekly basis. Typically, your pay week will be a Thursday to Wednesday with a submission deadline of 9 a.m. Thursday morning. There are two ways in which you can submit a timesheet on the system. The first way is through the timesheet summary, and the second is through the timesheet tab. This provides you with access to all timesheets, including future and archived timesheets. When you open a timesheet, you will note that each day offers the ability to add in a new time block. The time block allows you to allocate your hours worked against specific pay types and leave types. For example, normal, off-the-job training, annual leave, unpaid leave. To indicate work, you will choose the normal pay item. Once selected, press Add. This will save the time block within the timesheet and allow you to enter further information. You will now be able to add your start time, 9 a.m, finish time, 5:06 p.m, a lunch break, 30 minutes, allowances. Depending what award you are paid under will depend what allowances you can select. Contact CCGT to discuss if you have any questions. Notes. Any notes you need CCGT or your host to see, for example, sick leave number or job number. Please note the timesheet automatically calculates overtime. You do not need to record it separately. Simply enter in your start and finish times and the system will do the calculations. If you work the same shift all week, you can also press Copy to All, which copies all the information from the time block onto the other days of the week. From there, you can amend if needed, for example, changing one job from normal to off-the-job training. If you work for part of the day and have leave for the rest of the day, you will need to enter in two different time blocks on the one day. For example, if you worked for 1 hour, then went home sick. You would enter in your first time block with normal and your start time and the time you left work on the same day. You will need to add a second time block and select the appropriate pay or leave type. For this example, we'll be using personal carers leave, which is sick leave. Your start time will be when your first time block finishes, and your finish time will be your normal rostered finish time. You will need to add your standard lunch break into the appropriate time block. If you look to the right, you will see hours for the first time block, hours for the second time block, and your daily total. Please ensure that the daily total equals your standard day. There are some things to consider when entering in your timesheet. If you're on workers' compensation or want to take compassionate leave, you will need to call the CCGT office and ask to speak to the accounts team to discuss how this will go on your timesheet. If you have entered sick leave on your timesheet, unless you have followed the correct process, you may not be entitled to payment and the accounts team will adjust accordingly. Please refer to your induction information for the correct process to follow in regards to sick leave. Please note your sick leave number in the notes section. If you have entered sick leave on your timesheet, which requires a doctor's certificate, please ensure that you send your certificate through to accounts@ccgt.com.au, or you can take a photo of it and send it to the payroll mobile number 0448 818 376. If you have any expenses that need to be reimbursed, you can send these through to the above email or phone number for authorisation. Please note if a public holiday falls within the pay week, this will be pre-populated on your timesheet. If you don't work the public holiday, you don't have to enter in your hours. If, however, you work on a public holiday, you will need to enter the hours worked as normal. Once you have completed your timesheet, submitting it is very simple. If you did not work and want to take annual leave, sick leave, or RDOs, you will need to indicate this on your timesheet using the time blocks. You can also advise CCGT via the timesheet if your employment finishes by ticking the My Employment Finishes This Week box. To submit your timesheet, press Submit and Confirm. This will send your host employer notification to approve your timesheet. Things to keep in mind when doing your timesheet. If you are unable to see a timesheet for your current week, please contact CCGT. Once you've submitted a timesheet, you will no longer be able to edit it. If the timesheet is pending approval, you can ask your host employer to reject the timesheet. From there, you'll be able to correct the timesheet and resubmit for approval. Once the timesheet has been approved, it can only be reset by CCGT. Please contact CCGT to arrange for this to happen. You'll receive the following emails and/or SMS reminders relating to your timesheet. On Wednesday, a reminder saying please submit your timesheet by 9 a.m. Thursday to ensure you receive your pay. Once your timesheet has been approved or rejected, you will be notified. Once approved, it will be ready for payroll. If a timesheet is rejected, it will be returned to you for correction and resubmission. There is no option on online timesheets to adjust previous week's pay. If an adjustment is to be made, please discuss with your host employer. Your host will need to contact the CCGT Accounts Department by email and we can adjust manually. Under your Leave tab, you will be able to see your current leave balances. Also under this tab, you can create a leave request which is forwarded to your host for approval. To do this, select New Request for the appropriate leave. On this screen, enter in the first and last dates of leave. If you are taking a full day off, please make sure that you have selected the tick box. Then click Next. This will take you to a summary of the leave you have requested, and if okay, press Submit. Your host employer then needs to approve this request. Once approved, this will automatically populate your timesheet for the week the leave applies to. If you are not taking a full day, untick the box that says I am taking full days off and select Next. You can enter in the start and finish times on the leave request summary and then press Submit. Once again, your timesheet will be pre-populated with just the hours that you have requested. Even though you've submitted a leave request, you will still need to submit your timesheet, either by the Timesheet tab or the Timesheet summary on your dashboard. The Profile tab is the section where your personal and employment details are kept. When you first log on, you need to make sure that your two-factor authentication is set up. To set this up, press the Set Up 2FA now. Select Authentication using SMS, and then enter in your phone number. This will then send a code to your mobile. Enter in the code that you have been sent and press Next. The setup is now complete and you'll be able to access your profile. When you first log in, you'll be taken to your profile page if there is any outstanding data to be completed. Please complete all fields that are flagged to help ensure your profile is complete and you can be paid correctly. If at a later date some of your details change, you can edit them yourself. On your personal details page, you'll have your name, birth date, address, contact details, as well as your emergency contact information. In the security section, you will see passwords and security questions that you'll be able to change or amend. Bank account details. Please ensure your account details are correct to receive your pay. Pay advices displays your pay slips for you to download. Year-to-date balances displays your year-to-date balances for the relevant financial year. Once you've completed your timesheet and or updated any information, just click on log out in the top right-hand side of your screen to log out of the system.